Tonight, Kim Kardashian is citing irreconcilable differences as the reason that she and Kanye are getting divorced. That's according to legal documents obtained by Entertainment Tonight. Kim and Kanye have shared a lot of moments from their marriage on the family's reality TV show, and they've also openly talked about Kanye's mental health. So it stands to reason that his mental health plays a role in their divorce. Edge producer Brandon Raford talked with a clinical psychologist about how talking about mental health out in the open is a huge first step.
I didn't know that he had come out and, explained his diagnosis to people. And I just want to give loads and loads of credit to that, because the very first step, not that he's at the first step, but the first step when we're early on in our diagnosis, that there's a lot of denial that comes from it. And when we can own it, there's an opportunity for correction. And I have to give anybody who's willing to break the stigma and talk about it and own it, I have to give loads of credit to that too.
Jen also tells me that she wants people to be able to respect and not judge other people's journey, and to even celebrate the imperfections and differences, because we know there are a lot of things going on these days that, can contribute and be triggers to, your mental health, especially with the pandemic.
It is, obviously, anytime a celebrity announces that they're getting divorced, a lot of us feel like we have insight into their relationship because they're celebrities and they're famous and we see them all over, the news or the tabloids or whatever. But Kim and Kanye have talked about their mental health, his mental health struggles, and obviously it does have an impact on a marriage. And, I'm curious to. I would be curious to hear more from Jen, the clinical psychotherapist, about sort of how that plays out in a marriage and when you sort of realize that it's time to throw in the towel like Kim is now. Because I would imagine she tried for as long as she could to be as supportive as she could, Brandon.
Yeah, and she says that, if there's something going on and one person is getting more drained than the other, like if the one, the partner who's not struggling with mental illness is constantly being drained by that person who's not really helping themselves, then, you kind of have to start helping yourself. And I think, from the reports, it sounds like that's what Kim is doing. So, you can't really fault her at all. It's kind of just like one of those things where, you kind of just have to do what's best for you and hope for the best, that it plays out in the end, that works out in the well in the end, you know?
You can't pour from an empty cup, what they say. You got to take care of yourself first before you can help the people around you. So Brandon's going to talk with Jen a couple more times throughout the month of March. We're going to talk more about mental health issues, Drew and Kelly. So, if you have a question, you can tweet us and we'll try to get Jen to answer it for you.
I think the more we talk about it, the less stigma there is, so it's good.
Everybody deals with something. There's more Edge when we come back.